right, everybody. I am here. I am live. I am in a Apple call. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. All right, let's do this. Let's add this to the stage. Let's get this going. You can see here, right, I'm up $140. I got 4 contracts in Apple. As you can see, Apple is running. I was trying to share earlier, but I guess my streaming went slow, lag. But I entered here about 4 contracts here, right at the signal of this reversal. The Gen X system shows us this reversal. And so what happened is as this started to pop, I got in, started to pop, wrote it out because the Gen X system tells me we're coming all the way back on the opening low. It broke through the opening low, got a white signal, trend line pop, green signal. We were just talking about this last night in our Discord community, where this green signal pops with this resist support. Just popped and just writing it out, green, a white dot saying momentum's coming, and there it goes. And you can see I'm up $100 at this moment. I'm still writing this out, and I plan to ride this out. Gen X system says this coming back, and this reversal is very strong. Technically, it should come all the way back to the 203 mark. I'll probably hold it if I can get back to this level. Looks like there's a little bit of resistance here at the 202.3. So may, just watch that. I got 4 contracts. So if it comes back to the 202.3, I may decide to close maybe a couple of them and let a couple of others just continue to run. I'm looking at the SPY and the QQQ as well to see what those are doing. But it looks like Apple has decoupled from the crowd and is having some momentum going in its direction. You can see it's increasing, and you can see the profit P&L on my open 4 contracts is currently at about $100, $108. So I'm definitely testing the Gen X system. Is an indicator system that's used within the trading view. Currently looking at the 3-minute chart, and just definitely enjoying this experience to be able to share this with you live. I mean, there's a little red signal. They're trying to shake people out. Is it really a reversal? Is it going to retest? What's going to happen here? We're at $2.22.22. Like I said, $108, $112. That's not bad. That's still a 21% return on that money. $120. So I'm looking to watch this continue to run. That's my goal. Let me see here if there is a way. I'm going to go here and check something out. So 202.25. Apple, everything continuing to show the green signal, long, nice green cloud, $220.32. And we are right here. We are right at this blue line. Man, $130. I mean, to me, that's a nice profit. Maybe what I can do, looking at it's right there. Gosh, that's so nice. Got some bullish momentum on SPY, a little bit of bullish momentum on QQQ. Just holding on to Apple and seeing if it can break through. Gen X system says, we just learned this yesterday, that we are going to this level, right? So can it get there? Will it get there? Till 230. It's where we're at. So we shall see. So 202.36 looks like it's trying to break through. We're going to watch that happen. $136 in the profit. $132. So we're testing this Gen X system. I wrote out some downside. I'm writing it out. I'm just writing it out because Gen X, according to the training and the community and everything that we are looking at, is saying that Apple is going to run. It's broke through all the resistance, right? It's broke through the opening low. It broke through the trend line. It broke through the volume weighted average. And it's now hitting the previous day high. So we're stalling on the previous day high, but you can see that it wants to break through. Currently at $136 of profit. Can lock that in, which very tempted to do that here shortly, which is not bad, right? I can close this out. $120, $116, $100. So we'll see. Get a little bit of consolidation, get a little bit of a retest. You know, sometimes in my mind, I say, man, I should have closed that out. But Gen X system says, hey, this thing's running. This thing's going. So I'm going to ride that out. We got positive momentum on SPY. We still got positive momentum on QQQ. So I'm gonna let this do what it does, and see that we still got a lot of positive momentum going for Apple. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm liking what I'm seeing here. You know, still have some profit, $100. So I'm going to watch this at 202.15, 202.14. Hopefully we can see this, you know, do a nice healthy consolidation there, and then come back to the upside. That would be my hope, or what I would expect from the Gen X system. Technical indicators. This package is very powerful in what it does to allow a user to be able to see trends, momentum changes, reversals, supports, resistance. You know, if you're interested in joining the community, definitely need to put a link. I did not put a link. I do not believe I did. I don't know if I have the opportunity to do that. I guess I could put it in the comments. 202.16, 202.17. All right, so let's take a look here. What I'll do is I'll take this link and I'll put it into the comment section. You know, take a look, come get some more information on our Discord. Take a look and see what we're doing there. You know, put a little comment, put something in the chat. Let me know that you can see this. Let me know if this is interesting. You know, like I said, I'm in Apple. I got 4 contracts, right? I paid $576 for the 4 contracts at an average price of $169 each, and currently at $100 of profit. And I'm looking to see if Apple can, you know, continue the momentum. Is it just going to consolidate at this level? You know, for me, $100 looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and place the order. I'm going to sell it and lock it in. So just locked in $96. Not bad for, let's see, what time is that? 8:39. Right. So if I 8:39, let me go back to the chart. So yeah, entered the trade about 8:39 and got out at 9:21. So, you know, less than an hour, make $100 in less than an hour. It's not a bad deal, right? If I go to let's see where I can go to my position. My accounts. Where is the accounts? Account. So you can see P&L from the last 5 days. I was up 285 yesterday, and then another 90, 95, right? Roughly. Yeah, so you can see bought Apple at 144 and sold it for 166 times 4. So if you do the math on that, right? If I do the math, let me just clear this out. Why is it not letting me clear? There we go. So if I take 166.98 times, 166.98. Why is this being strange? Very strange. There we go. All right, so 160, let's just call it 167 times 4, right? 668 minus, all right, 668. So 144 times 4, right, minus 668. So I made $92. So that was a $92 trade there. So yeah, just wanted to go ahead and share that with you. Yeah, I can hold longer, or what you can do is, if Apple decides to come out of this and have a green candle here and here, then you can enter again and ride it up to the resistance level. My guess or gut, my guess is going to be that, let me take a different, take this path. I would predict that it's going to probably do something like this and then come back and touch there. So that would be that's my prediction. So yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. That's definitely fun to be able to make some money and grow an account. Let's see if this tells me anything that could be interesting to, yeah, so let's see. P&L details. Let's see, position. All right, so if I go to field orders, so yeah, you can see I bought 4 contracts at $1.44 per share, 100 shares, and sold them at a higher price. So the delta between those two numbers times 4 is my profit. So yeah, you can see that. So as of yesterday and today, I'm up $376 from yesterday and today. So not bad for a couple of days work. You saw what the work is. Enjoy it. If you're interested, please join the Tech Hedge Pivot. Just click on that link there. Tech Hedge Pivot, welcome. You'll see that link there in the chat. Click on that, and you will see just kind of what we're about. We typically don't buy options, but when there's opportunity to make extra money like this account here, I use this only for day trading. So if I see an opportunity, I'm going to bring it to the community. People want to get in, they're interested, make some extra money, go for it. But our real strategy is selling options. So I'll give you an example, because I'm actually watching. Let me take this over here if I can. Actually, I'm going to get out of that for a moment. Open this up, and I'm going to go to Robinhood. Hey, Danny, welcome to the live, man. I'm enjoying it, dude. I made like over $90 this morning, just checking out Apple and seeing the momentum changes, and so now what I'm looking to do is you can see here I have 1,000 shares of SOUN. It's currently at 10.13, and so if I go to SOUN. If I go to SOUN, you can see it's currently at about 10.12. There it goes. There goes Apple, right? So you can hang on and continue to ride it. But $92 is still not a bad profit for me. I mean, definitely could have hung in there and continued to make some extra money, another $20, $30, $40, $50 even, if I let it ride to the level that it was going to. But what I'm looking at in SOUN, you can see it got to a high of about 10.19. You can see SOUN's up about 6% for the day. If you watch the previous videos that I've made on sound, I like sound. And people could say, oh, why are you in sound? It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. It's just staying there at about $9, $10. I'm like, man, when you sell options and a stock is choppy and goes sideways, it's free money like constantly. So what I do is when it gets to the $10 plus level, I do a covered call at about the 12.50 range. And then when it dips down, I sell it for profit in a few days, make $200-$300. And then when it comes back, I do it again. I just rinse and repeat, and it just keeps doing that. You know, if you look at the daily chart, you can see it's just bouncing around. It's just bouncing around. So when it bounces up, do a cover call, sell it. Bounces up, do a cover call, sell it. Bounces up, do a cover call, sell it. Bounces up, cover call, sell it. And every week, I'm just generating like $100 to $300 a week on 1,000 shares at $10,000 of stock, right? 10 shares. 100 shares. 1,000 shares at $10 is $10,000. So I own $10,000 of SOUN, and I average about maybe $300 to $400 a month, which is about 3 to 4% per month, selling options on SoundHound. So show you what I mean. So if I go to SoundHound and I hit sell, I'm going to sell a call because I own the shares, right? I own shares. So I'm going to go out 31 days, which is about a month. And you can see here, right, that at about $12, I'm assuming that's about a 30 delta, yeah, about 27. And then here at the 12.5, we're looking at a 22 delta. So depending on our level of risk, you know, if I look at sound here, let's go. Got to look at Apple. See, it's going to go touch it. I should have just trusted and believed that it was going to touch there, right? So again, it takes time to trust, and you know, but still, again, taking profits. I don't think you ever go wrong making money. So if I look at SoundHound and I look at, let's say, the 1 hour chart, you can see. I mean, it's at a great level. You know, that's nice to me. That's great. That's very nice. The resistance. I mean, gosh, let's see. Let's see if I can find the resistance. So there we are. Resistance is right there at about 2.23. So we're right at the resistance, right? So I don't think I can go wrong with the covered call. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if I click this button here at a 0.22, even conservative, and I look at the bid ask, 0.27, I got, you can see I have 100 shares available. So 100 shares each contract times 10 contracts is 1,000 shares. So $269 in 30 days on $10,000, right? So if I take $269 and I divide that by $10,000, that's 2.6, 2.7% for the month of additional return on the investment of my shares that I own that I'm going to hold on to anyways. Why not make an extra $270 just for hanging out? You know, it's not a car payment anymore, maybe half a car payment, but it's still money, right? I can go to a very nice dinner. I can stay in a nice hotel for a night just for clicking these buttons and knowing how to click these buttons. And that's the power of the Tech Hedge Pivot strategy. That's the power of Gen X. That's the power of being part of a community. You know, so watching sound, let's see, I go back to the 3-minute chart and I can, you know, I'm not really worried about getting in or hurrying or stressing because, you know, I can see that it's chopping around this range. It's still got some positive momentum. You can see it ran up strong, very strong run up, came all the way up, retested, didn't even get back here and popped again. Allowed the trend to catch up, tested it perfectly, and now it's, you know, just bouncing right off there. So, I mean, to me, it seems, you know, 7% run, 0.66. That's a very significant run up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that 0.27 selling the option. I think looks good to me. I'll make a note of the 0.22 delta. And I'm going to go ahead and place this order. Be a little conservative. I want to give it more time to run up. There's more premium if I go to the 0.33, but you know, if I do the math, just, to let you see if I had 12,500 minus 10,150, you can see there that there's $2,000 of upside that I'll get if it hits that strike price, plus the $270. So I'm definitely would be very happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button here. And you can see that the order was placed, partially filled, right? So I got 8 contracts, and now they're all filled. So contracts sold 10 at a limit price of 0.27. You can see the delta here is 0.22. The implied volatility is 80%. And the reason I keep this information, right, got the July 25th strike, which is 31 days. The price that it's currently at right now is the 10.13. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I do is I will take and go to my brokerage account. I have this tracking sheet that I use to track my trades. And so what I'm going to do is, you just saw me open this today. It's 6:24. It's a SOUN. It's a covered call. 0.22 delta, which is, I think, pretty conservative. 80% volatility. Ticker value at open is 10.13. Strike price is, what did I say, a 12.5, right? Is that what we did? 12.5. 12.5. And so then the expiration date is 7/25, and you can see that's 31 days. 31 days is left to expiration. Got some formulas that automatically keep this updated for me. I did 10 contracts, and my limit price, oops, go back to my limit price, was 0.27. All right, so come back here, put a 0.27. So you can see the $270 there, and you can see that at that strike price, it's going to be an average of 2.16 return if it gets to that level. Currently at $10, it's 2.7% return. I should make on average, $8, $9 a day. And you can see I'm on target with about $30,000 of collateral is what I'm playing with. You can see I'm making about, I'm in target to make about, let's say, $1,000 to $1,400 for the month, which is above the 2% target, closer to the 5%. So that's just, how I do it. You can see up here, I made 2.2% last month at about a $600. So I hit the target, exceeded a little bit. But this month, with the market the way it is, you can capitalize a little bit more if you can. There's more volatility. Maybe the moves are a little bit more predictable. So with that, definitely an opportunity. I'll click the done button there and then go back, and you'll see here I have some UVIX. I got SoFi. You can see that SoFi. If I go to SoFi, let's take a look, and there it goes. Right. So just like predicted, Apple's gonna touch that opening high. So as we learn to trust the system, we learn to ride the retest consolidations and take it all the way. But definitely, if I would have held that, could have locked in another 50, maybe even another $100 to the 92. But again, I'm happy with $92, so I'm not going to complain. SPY is running, which is great. I'm assuming there's some positive news. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just come out. I'll start at Yahoo Finance. Stock jumps. Testimony is also in focus. I'll take a look and see if there's any news that pops. If there is, I'll do a deeper dive. I'll even go to ChatGPT, try to find some other news articles that are showing movement in the market. But SoFi, if I go to SoFi, you can see that SoFi is at a 15.81, and you can see that in my Robinhood, right, I have a strike price of 14.5. So somebody could assign me to take my shares. But I think the reason that they may not be doing that is because if I go to simulate my returns, you can see that it would still cost them $100 to do that. So if they did that, I would just gain that $100 immediately. So even though the option premium or the option contract is in the negative, right? So just showing you some more information. So, oh no, it's negative $700. Yeah, but if you go to my SoFi stock, you can see that, even I'm guessing for the day I'm up $300, but that negative is now in my stock, right? It's in my stock. So I'm definitely not at a loss, although, getting closer to expiration, if SoFi continues to run, I may leave some money on the table. That's the risk. But, coming back over here, you can see, if I go to my SoFi, oops, that's the wrong one. If I go to my SoFi contract, and we'll look at a few scenarios. As I get closer to the third, I'll reevaluate. If I click on rolling the position just to see what my options are, if I go out, let's say 52 days to August, and I say, okay, my current position's, $1.44. So if I was to go out to $16 strike price, which is above the 15.81, all right, and it's giving me a bid ask, let's say a 0.03, you can see, instead of the $700 negative, it would cost me $20. And what I would do is lock in, let's say that's 1.42 times 10 or 1,000. That's $1,000 of premium that would just be waiting for me for 2 months to absorb. So like $500 a month of premium that would just be absorbed at the $16 level. So it's really nice. I enjoy this process very much. So, and if they take my shares, I'll wait for a dip. I'll enter a cash secure put, or I'll buy the shares and get back in and keep going for the ride. In terms of a loss, it's not a loss. What it really is leaving money on the table. So if I could have made $600, $700 more, all right, so now I'm, only made 300, but it's all positive. It's all gains. It's all money that's positive in my account, which is great. That's what I want to see. I want to see my account growing, over the last week, over 1.5% for the last week. And let's see for the last month, down for the month. And the last 3 months is about 3.5% average. But I have positions, and you can see I have crypto in there as well. So I'm definitely, got a lot of things happening at the same time. So we will see how that works. But yeah, you can see my SOUN call there that I just entered. So there's some noise there. And what I'll do is I'll show you how that works on Robinhood. So if I go here, and I simulate my returns, if I were to close it now, it would cost me $20. If the stock price stays at 10.19 or $10.19, then every day that goes by, I'll just be printing money, right? You see it, $10 a day, just printing. Every day I'll just make $10 for doing nothing. This is called passive income. I click the button, know how to click the button, educate myself on how to click the button. And then every day I just get paid. Every day I just get paid. And when it expires worthless, $270 goes into, I get to lock that in and keep that premium. That premium has entered my account, but because I have a contract, that premium is locked to the contract. So even though it is in my account, in order to close it, I either have to wait for it to expire worthless. Right here, you see the EXP expire. Or at any moment in time on these, I can buy back the contract and close it. So very, very interesting. So there's definitely money to be made. I enjoy making money. I enjoy knowing how to make money. I enjoy learning how to grow my portfolio. I'm continuing to learn on a daily basis. XRP, got 7,000 shares of XRP, got 0.06 Bitcoin, 2 Ethereum. Got some, that's the free stock that they gave me when I joined the Robinhood years back, and just keep it for fun. 1,000 shares of SoundHound, 700 shares of SoFi. I did have shares of Palantir and other stocks over time. I've leveraged a lot of my portfolio into crypto. Looking forward to the future of crypto. and currently have an influx of cash coming from a sale to a house that I have, and also have a retirement account, Roth IRA, that had some money in that I continue to tax free invest. And I have some crypto. I have XXRP, which is 2x XRP. You can see it's up 11-12% for the day. And I got some SoFi in there and got about 30,000 in there. So between both accounts, I say about $80,000 that I'm playing with on just this Robinhood account. And as I shared with you, I got a little bit of money in Webull for day trading. I got some money in maybe a 401k. Got some money in other stocks, other places. So, but this is where I have fun selling options. This is where I have fun buying options and just having fun. This is my fun play money. So I enjoy playing and making money. When you're a kid, you play, you make friends, and have a good time. Here, I like to play and make money. All right. So, and then we got the Discord, the community, so we can all do that together. Right. I put a link there for the Discord, so we can all just have fun and make money together. Why not? The cost of the Discord, the cost of the membership. I can't guarantee anything, but it's very highly likely that the money that you make is going to pay for that and some. So definitely looking forward to growing with the community and continuing to make money. Let's see, what's Apple doing? Oh, look at that! It hit the target. Ain't that something amazing? So SPY is running. Things are running. Man, maybe it's time to get into another trade. What's going on here? What's happening? Let's go look. Is there any news? Anything that is popping? Let's try. I mean, things are moving. This is really nice. I'm like, Danny, where are you, man? Let's what's going on here? Let me. I mean, it's great because with the positions that I have, right, when it does move in that positive direction, it definitely helps my overall portfolio. And the options that I have there are definitely a hedge. Even though these are negative, the portfolio is going up. When there's a pullback in the market, the options contracts, especially the covered calls, you can see these covered calls, they come back and provide some hedge and profit. So if I were to dip and collapse, that $700 goes into my account plus the $300. It's about $1,000 of premium there, hedge on SoFi. SoFi pulls back, I got $1,000 covered. I'm covering my stocks with the covered calls. So that's kind of the language. That's kind of how it works. When you join the membership, you'll learn more of the details. I know this, I know it, so I know what's going on. But as I share more of the details with the community and with you, you'll definitely see how it all works. I'm just highlighting the Gen X system, right? That's where some resistance is going to be, right there. So yeah, that's a very nice move on SPY. That's a great. Look at that entry right there, like Gen X system. This is what we call an A plus, right there. You get in right there and you run that. Oh my gosh, God, man, she is. Yeah, that's a move right there. That's at least 100%. So if you do, 4 contracts at $800, you make like $400 to $800 just on that one move right there. That's beautiful. That's what we call beautiful. Very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful trade. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then QQQ, same thing, right? Look at that. Look at all that support. You got so much support. Again, right? We'll look at the green signal, and there it goes. Nice retest entry. Nice retest entry. That's very nice. Let's see, what were we looking at? Yeah, that's some nice stuff. Palantir. Palantir is nice, just holding at a nice, healthy level, 142. Man, that's nice. NVIDIA, man, that's nice too. Yeah, oil, Oxy, oil's going down. Why? Because now there's not a fear of war and oil supply. So, depending on the level of Oxy, I look at that as a hedge as well, right? So any wars or conflicts in the world causes Oxy and the oil companies to dip in terms of oil drilling. XOP is another one, I believe. But yeah, here you go, Danny, right? You see that bottom? There's a double bottom right there, right? So if we see a reversal here, what's going to happen? It's going to run all the way back up to 43.3. So even that's a potential cash secure put down at a level of about, well, we're looking on the 3-minute. If you look at the 1 hour chart short term, what is oil doing? Testing a level back here. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So there's oil, you got volatility, right? Let's look at volatility. Right. So you got volatility tanked, right? You got volatility just tanked. I got a line in the sand at about 16.6. And you can see I put that line in the sand back here, way back here, and it hit it so perfectly. And right after it hit it, it did a green signal and it just came back up. So now it's coming back to some really, really cool levels. If I was to go to the 4-hour chart, I drew this line when I entered. We actually entered a cash secure put with Danny. You can see that video in our links with the UVIX, right? We entered and I drew this line, and that's what I thought it was going to go to. And man, did it exceed my expectations, man. That thing popped all the way up here. That is so crazy. We were attempting to close out his cash secure put yesterday, but we were having internet connection issues, and we said we're only going to do it if we can record it for the community and for YouTube, paper money. And we didn't get a chance to. And so today it dipped down. So we're going to ride it out. But you can see it's getting back to a level. I have another friend that I entered a UVIX. Said, dude, you got to enter the UVIX, man. Do a cash secure put. Get in. Do a strike price that's at like 30 delta. Because they're at low levels. It's at a low level. There's resistance here, but it's going to bounce. I mean, you go to the daily chart. I got a lot of noise there because I do a lot of work with the UVIX. I keep a good eye on the VIX and the UVIX because it gives me an indicator along with the SPY and SQQ of what's happening in the market. But you can see it's testing there's a double bottom forming there. So, there's only so much peace and good, it doesn't last long, right? And then as soon as there's a spike, you can see, you can't even see it. Where's it at? If I go to the weekly chart, you can see, let me reset this. Oh, actually, let's go to the daily. And you can see, there's spikes. There's just spikes. And so when it gets to these levels, it's at a bottom because things are good. Right. But any conflict, anything that happens just causes it to pop. You look on the 4-hour chart and you can see, right? Just any conflict pops, peace, pop, right? Get some more peace and then it pops. Get some more peace, then it pops. So it's volatility, right? So volatility is fear, right? It's uncertainty. So right now what it's saying is, hey, we're very certain that everything's okay. But when things aren't okay, this thing just spikes. It goes from a level all the way up. It just does. And then all of a sudden, everything's peaceful again. And then it pops, right? So what I like to do sometimes is when the market's at all-time highs, I'll take and just buy some UVIX. I'll either buy it or do a cash secure put and just have it as a hedge, maybe 5% of my portfolio. Just have it there on the side. And if there's any fear, uncertainty, and there's a pop, I'll just cash it out, make 1,000, 2,000, cover my dip in the stocks, cash it out in a few days, a week, a month, maybe, and then cash it out. And then when the market comes back, I'll get all that money back in my portfolio. And then when the UVIX gets to an all-time low and the VIX is an all-time low or a low, I'll just buy some more, do a cash secure put, make some more money, and just rinse and repeat. doing covered calls, selling cash secured puts, buying options, just making money. That's it, right? Just making money, understanding, knowing it's not free in the sense that there's some work, right? You got to do a little bit of research. You got to, be a part of a community. I don't do this by myself. I have mentors that I work with that teach me on a daily basis. And I teach others. I teach my family, teach my kids, because I want everyone around me to be successful. All right. That's what it's all about. Getting wealthy together. There's plenty for everybody, right? There's plenty for everybody. It's not like selling a house. I have a cousin that told me, it's not like selling a house. There's only a real estate agent that's going to make the commission on that house if it goes up, right? There's only one person. But in the stock market, man, if we can all make money on the same move, man, we can all profit. All right. So that to me is very exciting. Very, very exciting. So in part of the Gen X membership, you get access to a GPT that we created, Tech Catch Pivot. And basically what it does is it uses the strategy that we use. What are the best options to sell this week? And it'll go based on defined parameters that I have given this GPT. It'll provide you with high probability opportunities. Apple, man, we just saw that, right? We just made money on that. Tesla, yeah, Tesla's a good one, man. The robo taxi, get a cash secure put. It's even giving you the support level, 330 strike price. 330 support level, right not right at the strike. Premium approximately $4. That's over 1%, 1.5%. So depending on how far you go out. So July 5th, that's only 2 weeks. Gosh, over 1% in 2 weeks. That's over 2% per month. Low risk. Covered call opportunities. NVIDIA, like I was saying, man, NVIDIA is an all-time high. Or not all-time high, but maybe it is. It's up there, right? So that's July 5th. Another, again, 2 weeks. So yeah, pretty good. Over 2%. Amazon. Delta targeting, aim for options between a delta of 0.2 and 0.3. Implied volatility. It's all going to be based on your risk. How risky do you want to be? So that's something to take a look at. What stocks are at strong support levels today? Tesla, very strong support level at 285. AMD 115. That's nice. AMD that's a strong support there. If that's true. Apple, that's strong. 195. NVIDIA, very, very strong. 140. Jeez. We got to do a cash secure put on NVIDIA. We got to look at the technicals. So what I do is I'll use this as kind of something that can point me to some things. And then let's say NVIDIA is one of them. And we can come to NVIDIA and do more due diligence, right? The ChatGPT just points me, and then I look and I say, okay, let's step back on the daily, and let's take a look. So it looks like the all-time high is probably about a 152. So yeah, 150 at an all-time high is probably pretty good. It looks like we got a strong signal, bullish signal. Looks like pop, retest, pop. Looks like we're consolidating a little bit, but man, I see nothing but bullish trend. I don't see a reversal yet. So if you own NVIDIA, I would probably wait for maybe a red, at least a red signal. The cloud turning a little red like this. Maybe I'd wait for, let's say it's done something like this. I'd wait for some of this to happen. Once I saw some of this to happen, especially if I saw the red signal or pointing down, start to see that formation, then I would strongly consider a covered call. But, you probably wouldn't be wrong doing a covered call on NVIDIA, even up, somewhere out here, depending on how conservative or risky you want to be. But very interesting stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. We'll definitely be doing these more often. I'm definitely enjoy it. I'm doing this anyways, making money anyways, so why not share it with you guys, right? Hit the like, to be sure to subscribe. Again, hit the link in the chat. Take a look at our Discord. We'll be putting a link there to get more information as well. Maybe a weekly newsletter at some point, just to keep people. I know it takes time sometimes to build trust, and we understand that. So we're going to continue to provide valuable information. We're going to build your trust, and we're going to make money. You're going to watch us make money, and then hopefully one day we'll be able to make money together. So thanks a lot for joining, and we'll talk to you later.